Good morning, Watermark Church. This coming Sunday, we start a brand new series on the last book, the final book of the Old Testament, Malachi. Malachi has received its name from its author. In Hebrew, the name comes from a word meaning messenger or my messenger, which points to Malachi's role as a prophet of the Lord, delivering God's message to God's people. Malachi offers no other identifying information about himself, leaving out markers typical of other prophets, such as the father's name or the current leader of Israel. However, based on the content of the book, it becomes clear that Malachi delivers his message of judgment to a Judean audience familiar with the worshiping at the temple in Jerusalem. The people of Judah had turned away from the true worship of the Lord living God, leaving themselves under judgment and in need of salvation. So his ministry took place nearly 100 years after the decree of Cyrus, which ended the Babylonian captivity and allowed the Jews to return to their homeland and rebuild the temple and its worship. This was some 80 years after Haggai and Zechariah encouraged the rebuilding of the temple. Those two earlier prophets had said that the rebuilding of the temple would result in peace, prosperity, and the conversion of the people from other nations and the return of God's own glorious presence. To the discouraged people of Malachi's day, this prediction must have seemed a cruel mockery. In contrast to the glowing promises of Moses and Isaiah, they face economic difficulties due to drought and crop failure. They remain an insignificant territory, no longer an independent nation, and no longer ruled by a Davidic king. Worst of all, despite of the promise of God's presence, they experience only spiritual decline. Malachi comes in along at that time when the people were struggling to believe that God loved them. The focus of the people was so unfortunate because they refused to account for their own sinful deeds. So God pointed a finger back at them. And through Malachi, God told the people where they had fallen short of their covenant with Him. If they hoped to see changes, they needed to take responsibility for their own action and serve God faithfully according to the promise their fathers had made to God at Mount Sinai all those years before. So will you join me this coming Sunday as we introduce the book of Malachi to just give you a snapshot of the 7 burdens of Malachi, 7 lessons for us today through the book of Malachi. A service again will start at 9 a.m. this coming Sunday due to the heat. And we're also going to have celebrate the Lord's Supper along with a baby dedication. So I can't wait to see all of you on Sunday. May God bless you.